to another video. I'm back tonight playing with the gasser. We're going to get the camera sorted. You probably remember I've put a new mag on it. Old one's on the floor down there. I've put a new flywheel on it. The old one's down there. Got the coil off at the moment because I've still not got no spark. There's many other electrical problems with the bike. I've had to put the ignition switch onto her, so I've not taken the old one out yet, it's still here, but I've simplified it and got a weatherproof on-off switch. But tonight I want to put the scope onto the output CDI. You can see there, I want to put the scope on the output of the CDI that goes to the coil. I need to pick up a feed off this wire and see if we've got a pulse coming out of the CDI unit. So I'm going to set the scope up now. I'm actually going to check for voltage coming out of the CDI unit. So that's the scope set up. So what I'm going to do is a dead simple check this. I'm going to spike that connector down there, which is the one that comes from the output on the CDI that goes to the coil. And I'm going to put an earth onto the bike, and then I'm going to give it a kick, and I should, if everything goes to plan, I'm hoping I haven't got a knackered CDI unit either. So I'm going to go and pick up the earth that goes back to the battery and earths the engine. And I'll tell you one thing now, this is not an easy thing to do one-handed. I'm using a very fine let me just put the camera down whilst I spike that properly. What I wanted was not to go inside the connector, but go up the edge of the connector on the plastic. This will tell me where my switch is on or off as well. I'm not sure which position I need to be in. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to give it a kick. But I am going to take the spark plug out because I don't want the compression. The plug's only in so no moisture gets into the engine at the moment. Let's just put the spark plug somewhere safe. Oops. Wire hooked around the foot peg. So some excess wire there, my earth's come off. Let's just get a good earth on that. Let's see what we get. Let's give it a kick and see what happens. Let's watch the scope. I've got nothing there. So let's try the switch in that position. That'll tell me whether the ignition switch is that's all I need to see. I've got an output from the CDI unit. So that's telling me my mag's working. It's also telling me I've got a circuit to the ignition. And it's telling me I've got an output out of the CDI unit, which should be going to the coil. And I had no output, I had no spark on that coil. So what I need to do now is check the coil for resistance and see why that coil is not sending me a spark. That's all I wanted to do, was use the scope and see if I had an output off the CDI unit, because it's a visual on the oscilloscope. This poor bike's just it's been abused. It's sat outside for most of its life, never been covered up. So I just keep coming across electrical faults on it. Plan at the moment is to get a spark to the spark plug and kick it into life, make sure it runs, make sure the engine works, and make sure the clutch and it selects gears. And then I'm going to start chasing the rest of the electrical problems down. Because even with the new starter relay, battery charged up, ignition switch turned on, I'm getting no electrics up to any of the switch gear, starter motor buttons not working, things like that. So I need to figure that out. But at the moment, getting a spark and getting it to run is the main aim. I'll be happy once it fires into life, and then it's chase all the problems with it then to get it back up to where it should be. Once I've got it working, that's when I pull it to bits and start cleaning things up. Up until that point, it stays in this form. Anyhow, just a little update on the gasser. Good night, thanks for watching the video again, and keep safe out there.